Hello, hello, and welcome back to Star Trek Mercury, a Star Trek Adventure 2nd Edition game using the rules by Modifius Entertainment. My name is Elias the Game Master, and joining me are four lovely individuals who will meet in a moment. You may note, if you've been following the series, that the art has changed for the characters. I need to give a special shout out to Sieg. Sieg was very generous and did the character art as you see on screen. I wish I could tell you could commission them. I wish I could tell you could throw money at them. They are one of those artists, and they are very rare that they refuse to take money, and they do this for passion. So I still want to shout them out, but unfortunately, you cannot commission them because they will not take your money. You just have to catch them in a good mood. So, Sieg, if you're listening, thank you so much. But I think we're ready to get started. We'll start with Adcon. Adcon, who you playing? Anything you want to shout out?
Hi, everybody. I'm back once again. Tell your friends. I'm playing Commander Kovat Pden, commanding officer of the U.S.S. Mercury. And I like to shout out today was actually a pretty nice day, all things considered.
All right, we'll take it. We'll take it. Forever GM, what do you got going on?
Oh, not much going on in my life. Sorry if you hear any feet or barking. Got some kids and dogs upstairs, but otherwise, been having a pretty good day and hope to have a good game.
Who are you playing?
Oh, right. I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Stafford, the science officer aboard the Mercury.
All right, Joggy, what about you?
I am in the snowy Northeast. Fortunately, not as snowy as the more coastal regions of my area, but snowy enough to be happy to be inside playing a game. I am playing Lieutenant Commander Jensar Ebsen, and we're going to see what tech we can get into tonight.
And last but not least, Logger.
Hey there, this is Lager. I'll be playing Lieutenant Commander Rad Ram, Chief of Security. Not too much snow here in central Illinois, but definitely got a lot of wind.
All right.
So once again, also very happy to be inside, away from that.
Very fair. Yeah, around here we got like an inch of snow and then it all melted. So I got
Yeah.
nothing. Oh well. Well, let's run that intro and then we'll get started. And welcome back. And thank you for that raid, Architects. Hope you had a good one. So, normally we would have the players do an opening log for the game, but we're just going to do a cold open. And the cold open is going to be everybody, Peden, Stafford, Ebsen, Ram. You all are currently in the holodeck. Now, this is a very standard holodeck procedure. You are literally sitting in a hot tub. Now, you've been asked to be in this hot tub by Rari, or your Vulcan, your lovely Rari, daughter of Vosh, and she has been regaling you of times that she has been saving patients and letting them die with honor, kind of a thing. So you're all just chilling in a hot tub, having a good time, you know, not really doing anything important. You're kind of on an R&R little thing, getting that morale up if this was across the unknown, you know, that sort of thing. when all of a sudden, Nyx materializes next to the hot tub, and she looks very concerned. And she says, Commanders, I think I might have something you will want to take a look at. I apologize for interrupting your hot tub time, but, well, it's not something that, I needed to call Red Alert for, but, you know what, it's just easier if I show you. And Nyx kind of snaps her fingers, and the holodeck next to the hot tub expands this holographic image of a Husnock vessel. Now, a Husnock vessel is something that kind of looks like a modern-day destroyer if you had kind of a tapered top, very boat-like with kind of pontoons on the side, if that kind of completes the image. But she shows this image, and she says, this is a Husnock Warship. And ever since the Husnock Empire fell because of the snapping of a certain Dowd character back in 2366, nobody's seen or heard from the Husnock because they were all killed. But their ships, their homeworlds, their colonies, Starfleet's been looking for them for, decades at this point, and we've never found any. But I think I've found a Husnock Husnock ship for us, sirs.
Well, that's interesting. I thought the going theory is that they were all wiped out of existence.
Well, that was the prevailing theory, sir. It's just that, well, you're not going to like where I found it.
Was it in a black hole?
No, that would make it actually very easy.
A wormhole?
Also would be very easy.
Romulan space?
No, but you're starting to think around the right lines.
Is it with
Klingon space?
the enemies that we've met in the past?
How do you feel about Tholians?
Oh dear.
Oh.
Now, the good news is it's not technically in Tholian space yet. It's kind of drifting towards the border. But this is something where if we're going to go and get this Husnock Warship, we have to transwarp to get there.
Do you know if the Tholians have taken an interest in it?
I don't know from where we are currently, sir. If we were closer, I would use the sensors to detect that, but we're so far... We're literally across the quadrant, sir.
Which
Based on
means we're the only
everything
ones
we
who can... Oh, go for it.
Based on everything we know about the Tholians, I would be very surprised if they weren't.
No, it's possible the Tholians have already laid claim to salvage rights. But it behooves us to go. It behooves us to go and check.
Sorry, Doctor. I think hot tub time is coming to an end right now. We'll have to pick this up again, though.
Oh, yes, of course. I would love to regale you with further tales of my glory. And hear of your glory as well. I feel like I have done most of the talking.
No, it's
Well-
all right. It's fine.
I'm absolutely fascinated by your stories. They've left me utterly gobsmacked.
Wow, you were certainly paying keen attention when I was telling you about that time when I fixed Bosch, daughter of none. And that was a patient that you had to fight for.
Indeed, indeed. I'm sure they sung many a tale of that heroic day of yours.
Well, you would think, but perhaps another time.
All right. Stafford's
so-
going to start getting out.
I'll meet everybody on the bridge.
All right. So we cut forward about 5, 10, 15 minutes, however long it takes you to get dried off and put in a uniform. And you all arrive on the bridge. Everybody is settling in. And it's at this point that you actually get a transmission from Starfleet Command, because it seems that Nyx has done the appropriate thing and has contacted Starfleet Command to give them a heads up. So you are getting a hail from the Admiralty.
On screen.
On screen is your favorite Andorian fleet admiral, Tau Shakal, and he is very concerned, is how I would put it. His antennae are kind of pointed forward and bent in. He has a very stern expression on his face, and he kind of leans in and says, Commander Peden and everyone else on the Mercury. Good. I see that you're already ready to get going and capture this Husnock Warship. Let me be very clear about what your mission objective here is. Though we are unsure what a Husnock Warship is truly capable of, what we do know from the Enterprise's logs is that we could be dealing with a warship that is capable of destroying an entire fleet. Now, we are unsure if that is the case based on the level of technology that we face, or than that we have currently, but you are not to let the Tholians have it under any circumstances. And you have my authority to do everything in your power, including breaking the Prime Directive, if it means that that ship does not fall into Tholian hands.
Well, Beden's a bit taken aback by that.
Stafford as
Admiral,
well.
Admiral, with all due respect, if the Tholians have made legitimate salvage claims, denying them that could easily set back our diplomatic relations by a decade, even longer.
In this case, I'm not alone in thinking that this might be warranted in setting that back. Again, there's a lot we don't know about the Husnock, but what we have found out in the years since 2366 is that they were a formidable opponent had they continued. In fact, I believe that if the Dowd did not erase them from existence, we would have been fighting a war on two fronts, the Dominion War and the Husnock War, and I don't think we would have survived it.
Yeah, Peden is trying to think of what to ask next, because a lot of questions going on in his head. Like, how is Starfleet Command estimating this power load coming from? It has to be all from myth and rumors, right?
And at this, the Admiral does look at Lieutenant Commander Stafford, and he says, I'm transmitting one of our closer ship scans of the vessel, and I'm pretty sure you're going to understand very quickly why we are being so... Well, we're throwing out the handbook for a reason. And sure enough, Stafford and Ram, because science and tactical... Actually, you know what? I think just everybody gets it. It makes more sense if everybody gets it. You all get a sensor scan. And if you would like to make heads or tail of it, it's going to play into your power stat. It is reason plus your power stats. So Ebsen, reason engineering. Ram, reason security. Stafford, reason science. Remember, you only get one assist for free. Based on the complication the chat gave me, I'm going to make this a difficulty of 4.
Well, I'm always curious, so let me know if you want me to do a roll or do an assist, guys.
Yeah, same here.
And I can always do an assist.
I feel like the captain probably should get one of the roles. You are the captain.
All right. Well, in that case, Peden, you would assist with a reason command.
Reason command. Very well.
All right.
I should have taken decryption or encryption is one of my focuses. Okay.
I don't think I have anything that would help, so go ahead and do your roll, Peden.
All right, it's gonna stink. We'll see what happens. I don't have. No, don't have a focus.
Foundry,
Nope.
Are you going to go? Oh, there it goes. You only rolled 1 on an assist.
Yeah.
Oh, you were assisting, not doing the main roll. Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking you would do one of the main roles because you're the captain.
I'm going. Yeah, I was operating under that assumption too.
Well, the thing is that my reason and command is only 13.
Oh, okay. So I'll put this flat out. Reason engineering for Ebsen is 16.
17 for reason science with Stafford.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna make my roll. So hopefully this, finger cross everyone.
Well, you're probably going to want to buy additional dice with either determination or threat. Fortunately, you don't have any momentum yet.
What about our head of security?
Yeah, what's
What are you
right
feeling
with
on
this?
If I assist using warm welcome, I think I can use a presence security as my assist.
Yeah, that would work.
Not to give a threat then, but yeah.
You might need it to pass.
Yeah. All right. So I don't have any focus or talent that would be able to help out. I'm going to buy a die with threat.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll 3 dice.
Okay. Okay, that's already 3. And Ram, do you want to spend a threat and assist?
Sure.
Okay.
Will
Which
ship also get an assist?
It's 1 threat per assist.
Got it. Okay.
would strategy apply as a focus?
It would.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh!
So we already have 1 complication on the field. Ebson, would you care to assist for a threat?
Yeah.
Because I don't think you have a way to reroll that, Ram.
No, I don't.
I mean, I'm game. Y'all want me to give our illustrious GM the threat?
Why
By
not?
all means.
Okay.
All right. So I roll just a d20. You said
80-20. Mm-hmm.
is it a slash roll or just go into perform task and set it to 1?
Perform task
Yeah.
and set it to 1's probably going to be the easiest.
All right. Thank you.
It has a little slider.
Okay.
Hey!
So you do succeed overall with 4 successes, but there is a complication on the field. And I know perfectly how to encapsulate that. So when you scan the Husnock Warship, what you find is immediately that they had something equivalent to ablative armor. But not the ablative armor that's used by Starfleet currently. I mean the ablative armor generator type stuff that Janeway brought back to Voyager to get Voyager home quicker and defeat the Borg. The Husnock apparently had that back in 2366 when the ship was left derelict. That's bad news number 1. Bad news number 2 is that if these scans are correct, this vessel is armed to the teeth. Now, you don't have 100% sure because you've not seen the weapons fire, but based on the energy readings and the material readings you're seeing on these scans, we're not talking anti-warship, we're not talking anti-planet, we're talking anti-stellar weaponry standard. So, this thing on its own could take out an entire star system with 1 torpedo. And it doesn't have just 1 torpedo, oh no, it has hundreds. The good news is that, as Nick said, the ship is not within Tholian space yet. It is drifting in the neutral zone between the Federation and Tholian space. So that's the good news. The bad news, if the Tholians get this, well, I literally just said what they have. Hundreds of anti-stellar weapons.
This could, we get it. It sets back Tholian Federation relations for a decade. Tholians get it. A lot of the border colonies would probably disappear. Got it. Ooh. This is not a good situation, Captain.
So. Oh, never mind. Did we were just telling everybody that? Okay, then we'll just go.
Yeah.
Back. Yeah, sure.
Let's, I highly suggest we immediately start making our way there now, Captain.
Spool up the transwarp drive. Set a course.
All right.
Aye.
So, you have a transwarp coil, which is your whole thing. So, this is going to fall to Ebson, because Ebson's our con officer. Ebson,
Zoom, zoom.
if you could give me a control and con, and the Mercury will assist you with a sensors con. It is just a difficulty of 2.
Okay. Performing task.
And I think I have related focus because I have guidance systems.
Oh, yeah.
And helm operations.
Oh, yeah.
One of those.
Both, really.
Yeah, my focuses are a little focused, shall we say.
Yeah.
And ship assisting, I just check off?
Well, yeah, the ship already assists with 1 success.
Okay, so I don't need to hit that check.
Correct. Okay, well, that is 4 total successes. I mean, you get 2 momentum back. Well done there.
Yay!
Woo.
So, what happens is, of course, Ebson, you spool up the transwarp drive, the ship glows green around the edges, and then you are flung into a transwarp corridor. Now, the transwarp corridor, since you are on the Mercury, that literally uses the coordinates and the technology that creates Nyx, or Nyx creates, whichever way you want to think of it. Your ride is very smooth, and you only are in there for maybe about 5 minutes. That's just how fast this transwarp drive is. And you do emerge a good distance away from the Husnock vessel. Not within, like, tractor beam range, but enough that you could pull it up on your view screen. And this is where I'm going to start spending some threat. Because as you drop out of transwarp and begin scanning the area, you notice some problems. The first problem with 2 threat is that there is an ion storm approaching. So I'm going to add a negative trait into the scene, ion storm. And I'm going to put it at a difficulty or a value of 2 to start things off. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is that there are Tholian signatures incoming. So I'm also going to make that Tholian signatures incoming. And I'm also going to put that at a value of 2. Now, the Tholian vessels that are incoming appear to be Meshweaver classes. They are, if it matters to you, scale 4, scale 5, depending on who made them. And they're the kind that can do Tholian webbing. So if you're not familiar with Tholian webbing, they put you in an energy cage, the cage shrinks and kills you dead, kind of a thing. So that's fun. And you know what? I've got 2 more threat. I'm going to spend 2 more threat to create a third negative trait. That the Husnock vessel itself is unable to be scanned at the moment. Something has activated within the ship that is rebuffing your immediate sensor scans. So I'm going to call that Husnock activated.
Well, it's a lovely day, isn't it, Captain?
They don't send us out here because it's easy.
True.
Okay. First
Go
things
ahead.
first. First things first, let's set the yellow alert until the mission's complete. Basically, just putting all the crew on alert that we're in a dangerous situation.
All right. Go to yellow alert. Yellow alert sounds, chimes twice, and then they're just yellow pulsing on the corridors.
Second, do we have an estimated time of arrival on those Tholian starships?
You do. They will be here in the next 30 minutes. And every single one of those traits scores. So 1 trait score is 15 minutes.
And then Iron Storm, is it encroaching?
It is.
Great.
And how much momentum to clear traits?
So in order to clear a negative trait, you have to perform a roll. But if you want to introduce positive traits, that's just 2 momentum.
I think we should probably save the momentum for now and start to clear out to find a way into the Husnock vessel.
Agreed.
Probably going to involve interfacing with their security system, I assume.
Yeah, I can take a crack at it.
All right. Well, if
Let
that's
me know
your
if you
course
need
of
an
action,
assist.
question mark.
Yeah, I think that's what we can start with. I can start trying to interface with security systems and figure out if there's a way to get us permission to board.
All right. In that case, Ram.
Sort of concerns with safety.
No, finish your thought.
I was just saying get some sort of assurance of safety if we board.
Got it. So Ram, that's going to be a control and a security. Okay. The Mercury will assist you with a communication security. This is only a difficulty of 3, but the complication range is going to be a 17 to 20.
So that's a complication range of 4?
Correct.
Okay.
No, it'd be 3, wouldn't it?
Well, because the
17,
roller
18,
starts
19,
at 20 at 1, and then 19 is 2.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I always have to do the math in my head.
Yeah, the one thing I wish they would do with this system is just give us a slider. It's just give us a
Yep,
slider.
that would be nice.
Yes. Or at least that complication range to start with as 0.
Mm-hmm.
Or just
Anyway.
the number for it, so I could just put in 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But either
Oh.
which way.
All right, well, the Mercury got you 1 success.
Okay. I know we need momentum, but I'm tempted to spend 1 for a 3rd die.
Take it.
Take it.
Okay.
Yep.
And security systems, I think, obviously applies as a focus.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that is 4 successes, meaning you get that momentum right back. Ooh. And the good news, since you did not complicate, is you do not further activate the Husnock vessel. So here's the thing. Ram, you are able to knock on the door, question, or quote unquote, where you can establish a link with the Husnock vessel. There's just one problem. Your universal translator is not able to figure out the control mechanisms. Like, it would be the equivalent of, how to put this? Whatever the language the Husnock used and whatever programming source or code that they used, to you it would be like explaining ancient Sumerian to an earthworm. So you're already dealing with a dated language, and you're dealing with a being that doesn't understand the language at an intuitive level. So you have a link, you just don't know how to translate it right now. But the good news is it's not shooting at you, so...
That's a start.
Maybe we can start... Oh, go ahead.
I'm reasonably certain that we won't be fired on at this point, but I can't really offer much assurance beyond that. It's going to take some time to decode what I'm seeing here.
We can have the computer work on that for the time being. Just have it start on brute force, focusing on math.
Understood.
But if we at least have a way into the vessel, I think it's time we send an away team. How about everybody else?
I completely agree with that, Captain. Can I ask to be part of the away team?
Actually, I think it's best if we all go. In this case.
Thank goodness. I've read a little bit about the Husnock. I'm fascinated and would love to get first-hand account of what the interior of their ship's like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm extremely interested in the systems myself.
Speaking of which, Ram, can you check and see if the interior is safe for all of us to be able to go in, or are we going to have to suit up?
Now, one quick thing I will tell you. Yeah, the one quick thing I'll tell you is because Husnock activated is currently at 1, that means that you are only able to scan the bare minimum. So there is a closed environment. So it does appear that life support was active this entire time over the past 40, 50 years. The only problem is it's not designed for Class M, the standard humanoid atmosphere. It's actually more of a Class Y. Which basically means you need suits.
I was thinking Class Y, that's Demon Class, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh.
This is terrifying now.
Oh boy.
We need the heavy-duty suits.
We need, the armored-looking ones.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have hazard team suits?
You do. And the good news is since it is part of the mission, you get them for free.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay. Right. Break out the hazard team suits. And Ebson, I want you on the team too. Maybe he can help out. Maybe he can identify the engine core and pick the best places to set charges.
All right.
Yeah. Speaking of which, break out the heavy explosives. just in case we can't get this ship to
Leather.
self-destruct on its own.
I will say, as an aside, one of the talents I'm looking at out of the list that I hadn't put in our chat yet is Saboteur.
Is an option.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you say that, Captain or Commander, Nix does kind of look at you quizzically and say, "Well, sir, if I may be so bold, the Admiral said don't let it fall into Tholian hands, but what if we took it for ourselves back to Federation's base?"
That's an option.
Tracking
I'm just
beam?
preparing. Or getting its engines online.
I have a feeling you're going to want me to stay here rather than go with you.
Yes, please.
And I think Nix just goes over to Ops and takes over there, and the Ops officer, who I don't think we've really ever named. I think we've just sort of said that a random red shirt takes over whenever you all go over, which we're gonna have to give them a name at some point.
At some point. But right now they're not SAG, so don't get any speaking links.
Or maybe their name is at some point. You know,
Oh Lord.
It's an
I'm
exo
joking.
Well, you all suit up. Is there any bits of esoteric equipment you wish to bring with you? Now, Ebson, you get an engineering toolkit for free. Stafford, you get your science tricorder. Everybody else, if you want something beyond the standard issue phasers, let me know what it is you want to bring, and I'll let you know how much it costs.
Some big boy bombs.
All right.
Who's here's got decent medical? Because an emergency surgical kit, or at least a medical kit's not a bad idea.
You
My
could
medicine
bring
I-
Rory.
So
Yeah. Oh,
We-
actually, I'm gonna bring pattern enhancers.
Pattern enhancers. Okay, that'll cost 1 momentum.
And
Yeah.
I think we should bring the good Klingon doctor with us.
All right. Well, Rory can come along, and she'll have a medical tricorder and kit on for free because she's the CMO.
Okay. I'm grabbing pattern enhancers. And I'm gonna grab body armor. Or environmental suit? Which one?
I'm looking up the rule because there is a distinction here.
Make it just put environmental suit on the sheet and just change it to hazard armor.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
I
would
know
be how I
that-
would do it.
I mean, depending on how Star Trek does it, we don't get a whole lot on the Hell class planets. In one of the book series, I like you're essentially in almost like a mini, not even you're almost in like a mini tank. You're just in this little like ATV.
I mean, that's
There's a lot of
basically
ways of
what
doing
you're
it.
in.
I thought we were more in like the body armor from the Star Trek Elite Force games.
Yeah, it's going to have to be pretty heavy duty because we're talking. I mean, it also depends on what sort of extremophile we're dealing with too.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I also imagine there might be a series of personal force fields that would assist.
Okay, that's actually a good question. What type? We only know so much about them. We know a little bit about the class of planet, but what type of? Where does it fall within that? What type of extremophile are we looking at?
So it is more akin to a volcano kind of planet where
Okay, heat.
sulfur, also sorts of how do I want to explain this? Okay, I think I know how to explain it. So you know how on Earth we have thermal vents in the ocean?
Yep.
And you know how that certain life forms, extremophiles, live around those things? That's what the Husnock are. Is they're the extremophiles who have adapted to what is essentially scalding temperatures, chemical makeups that would kill anything else, and basically you just don't want to be in it if you're not a Husnock kind of a thing.
We're not dealing with radiation, so that's good.
But we are dealing with such a hazardous environment that it's going to eat it away at our equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, for sure. But there's different realms. Some heat is one thing, acid and radiation are another.
Mm-hmm. Now, according to the rules I've looked up, you have an option here when it comes to your armor. You could be in the suit if you so wished, Or, according to the notes I'm seeing, you could opt for a personal force field instead. Now, this force field would allow you to still have tactile function, but it would be a force field rather than a suit.
I'm going with the suit.
Same.
Same.
I'm just afraid that the Husnock ship may have some sort of automated defense that could turn off personal force field.
Okay.
I also feel like that personal force field can go away with just like a single complication.
Yeah.
All right. Now, is there anywhere you want to beam on the ship? Because again, you can't really make heads or tails of the actual schematics because again, they're not being translated properly. But you could look at the ship and go, "Ooh, that deck looks promising."
Oh, can we do like a bit of like an anthropology test here?
You could.
Ooh.
Based on what we know of the culture.
You could. You know very little about the culture, but you can still try.
Well, we know that they're warlike.
This is true.
I actually have a focus in anthropology.
Hey,
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go.
We can
All
determine
right.
if they're like us, or like the bridge is like right up front, or if they're more like submarines, where the command center's like the most protected part of the ship.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like Stafford. Stafford, if you could give me a reason and science or a reason con, I would allow for either, but I think science is your better bet. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
a difficulty of 3.
All right. So set that complication range to 3.
No, your difficulty is 3.
Or, sorry.
Complication
Right,
range still
okay.
stays at a 1, so just a 20.
All right. I'm gonna be silly. I'm gonna give 1 threat to get another die.
Okay.
Because why not? We only live once.
And you get 5 successes, so you get 2 momentum back for your trouble, bringing you up to 3. So yeah, Stafford, you only know so much about Husnock, but you're pretty sure that this is more of the latter case that was mentioned earlier, where just like a normal submarine, the bridge is deep, the command center is deep within the ship. Now, I am going to say that you're unable to beam directly to the command center. And the reason for that is because the hull makeup appear to be some kind of neutronium alloy. I know I use neutronium alloy a lot, but it's also a Star Trek staple, where if you ever need your player not to beam into something or don't want them to just beam torpedoes onto something, you put neutronium on around the thing. It looks like the Husnock really trying to shield that area.
Neutronium anti-ion storm? My gosh.
Mm-hmm.
All
And
the
Tholian's coming in.
Yeah.
What's next? A wooden door?
Well, now that you mention it.
Oh no! All right. Captain, I believe our best bet is their bridge is probably located here, and I show them like the rough schematic and everything. However, due to neutronium plating and everything, we can't actually get in there. Our best bet is to teleport in here, and he shows a location as nearby that seems safe.
All right, that looks good to me.
All right.
Oh,
Right.
before we go, is anyone taking any weaponry aside from just the standard Type 2?
That was going to be my next question, because if you want something more than a Type 2, you gotta have to give me threat or momentum to do it.
I think it'd behooves for like a couple of us to have a Type 3.
Well, the good news is if you spend it once, the entire team gets it.
Oh.
Unless
Yeah,
they
let's
changed
make
it on me, which if they did, it's dumb, and we're doing it, so if you spend it once, everybody gets it.
Hey, I always say the most important thing about the rules is to be consistent. It's okay if you change them.
I will be sticking to my hand phaser because I have a focus for it. But if everyone else wants to upgrade to the phaser rifles, go for it.
I have a 4 in security. I can handle a rifle.
Yeah, I'll take a rifle.
All right. So, just so you know, if this affects your decision, a phaser Type 3 for the entire away team would cost 1 momentum and give me 2 threat.
Let's do it.
Look, Jensar's security is 1, so like he can have 1, but So they're only going to be so good with it.
You carry a phaser for insurance purposes.
So note this down. Your phaser type 3s have both stun and deadly on them. They do 5 severity damage, and they are two-handed. And they also have the accurate and charge on them. So kind of upgrade from the type 2 is you now have accurate on the weapon, and you're dealing 1 more additional point of damage.
You can actually pull them from the compendium.
Oh, well, there you go. Nice.
Thank God, because I missed half of that. I was
Yep.
typing it, went, oh no.
You just go 2nd edition items and then open up weapons. And then
Oh,
crew.
would you look at that? Good for that. I'm glad they added that. They didn't used to have that. Neat. But yeah, basically all accurate means is as long as you spend a minor action to aim, you can reroll 2 d20s in your pool.
Oh, that's an increase from the...
Yeah, first edition
From
used
first
to only
edition.
be the first one, the 1d20.
Yeah,
All right.
cool.
Anything else before you beam over?
I think a plasma torch might not be any good in this kind of environment. And they can get hot enough to carve through the neutronium.
I am looking at stuff. don't I don't think there's anything we really need beyond that.
Okay. All right. Now, you have an option here. You can either make a roll for the actual transport task, or we can just say it happens, but there'll be a complication. It is entirely up to you. If it
Let's make a roll.
matters, the transport task will be a daring engineering, and the ship will assist with a sensors engineering. The difficulty on it would be a 4.
I say let's roll.
If I'm doing it and the ship is helping, the ship can reroll one of the d20s. Ooh, I can actually, either of us can roll one of the d20s, depending on how bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
All
All right,
for the ship.
daring engineer.
Okay.
I do not
18
believe
from the
I.
ship.
None of my focus is help. That's fine.
Don't
Unfortunately,
you
the ship
have
does not help,
transposers? Am I misremembering? No, I'm thinking of
Hmm?
a different character. Carry on.
Yeah. If you need momentum, grab it, because the ship was no help.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Oh Jesus, sorry. Looks like I can buy 1 die with momentum. Should I go into the threat pool to get 2?
Yeah,
Do it.
that's my suggestion. Yep.
So 1 momentum.
All right, I'm going to buy 2
threat.
dice. I'm going to buy 2 dice, so it's going to be a mix of momentum and threat.
Okay. All right. You're rolling 4. All right.
3
that is
successes.
3 successes.
Oh, I get to re-roll one of my dice.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I get a reroll too, so you go ahead and do it first.
Oh, you get a re-roll too? Oh, nice. Oh, because you were assisting?
Yes. So the starship.
Oh, because you're rolling for starship. Okay. Yes, I have the option where either myself or the ship can re-roll.
Oh, well then you take the reroll then.
So yeah, I'm going to take the re-roll and I guess re-roll the 19.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do I press the re-roll button or just roll a d20?
Whichever works for you.
The reroll button, I think, lets you select which one.
If this goes wrong, I apologize.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, yes.
All right. 4
Yes.
successes. And very important, because otherwise it would have been a success with a complication, which would have been very complicated. But you succeed. So good news is with all your heavy gear on, you materialize off the transporter pad and rematerialize in a very hostile environment. And what you emerge into is actually very similar to the interior of a Tholian craft, where it is hexagonal in design. It's very large, but it also looks like the Husnock use all the surfaces, meaning that if you were to try to walk on a wall, you could, because there's grav plating which would fix the gravity to that wall. And the space you're not in the command center itself, but you're in the space before the command center. The space you're in is about the size of a Odyssey-class bridge. So it's a very large space that's kind of hexagonal, buckyballs kind of in design. And a few things immediately jump out to you as you whip out your tricorders and begin scanning. The first thing is that there are doors that lead off in every direction. And again, we're dealing with a 3D space here. So up to the left, there's a door. Up, 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 and to the right is a door. There's doors that lead everywhere. This seems to be a nexus focal point of traversing through the ship. That's what you notice first. The second thing that you notice is that there are anti-personal weaponry, not activated, but there are anti-personal weaponry that are incest into the deck plating. Now, I'll give it to you free. They look to be some kind of projectile weapon, but they're not activated at the moment, if that matters to you. And then the third thing...
That does matter.
Well, you know. The third thing I'll give you is that, as I said before, the environment is definitely hostile. The air is very thick and cloudy. You only can see so far in front of yourself. We'll say out to medium range. You can see even with your suit helping. You can only really see out to medium range. And it is just a very... Even through the suit, you just feel the oppressive weight of this environment. Where, you know, even, for example, Ram, you know, being a Bolian made of sterner stuff, quote unquote. Like, this is something that not even a Bolian wants to be in, kind of a thing.
Really quick question, just for clarity on my part. The Husnock activated, is that external? How does it, like, can you describe how that interacts with the situation we're in here? Because it's going to impact Gensar's priorities.
So every trait of Husnock activated is the level of alertness of the ship. Right now it's just at a 1, and what that means is it blocks some of your sensing capability. If it goes up to a 2, then things like the armor might activate, things like weapons might activate. You know, and as it gets higher and higher and higher, the more the ship is coming to life.
Right. So it's something that it could be worth trying to deactivate, but could also backfire.
Correct.
So Gensar is going to actually turn to the commander and go, Commander, do we want to try to proceed under current ship security status, or do you want me to try to disarm systems or see if we can gain control of them?
For now, let's just let things be what they are. I have a feeling the more we try to affect the ship, the more attention we're going to get. And I'd rather have a deeper level of access to the ship systems before we try to mess around.
Understood.
Okay, but can you actually give us while we're here, can you give us a scan of any kind of power lines, power systems? That might help us in determining where we need to head next.
All right.
Well, as soon as our illustrious GM tells me what rolls I'd make for that, totally.
Yeah. That's going to be a reason engineering. It's a difficulty of 1. Please do not roll 20s.
Understood. Question, also, since we're in here. Should have done this beforehand. We haven't actually scanned this for, like, do we know that there's no one in this? Have we scanned for life signs? If not, I think we should just to be on the safe side, check for stuff.
It has been noted. If you succeed in the roll, I will give you an answer.
Oh, this is the power line one. I was just like, I don't think we looked for it ahead of time. I don't remember if it was part of our briefing.
Well, that's the thing, that long-range sensors weren't able to determine that there were life forms aboard. But
Thank you.
Also, when you got here, remember, Husnock activated 1 meant that you couldn't do a deep scan. So there could be life forms aboard, you just don't know.
All right. Yes, that's going to be so I'm expecting that to be a follow-up question, and maybe using the Betazoid button.
Okay. Well,
2 successes.
2 successes, so you get a momentum.
For this is the power line checking.
Yep. So the power lines, again, seems to be the nexus of the vessel. It's not like main engineering where, the power lines all snake off in one way. But what you do notice is that the Husnock equivalent of an EPS conduit is very much fortified, meaning that these are not going to randomly explode when the ship takes a hit. These are fortified against energy surges. These are built in such a way that even you, as a seasoned Starfleet engineer, go, whoa, in your best Keanu impression.
I mean, it makes sense if they use any sort of similar tech. If their lines are even remotely similar to what we work with, the system is so extreme it would need that shielding.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, does it look like a familiar tech, or is it me just going, well, this has got to be it?
I would say more the latter.
All right, no, good to know. All right, so it looks like this is the power networking kind of runs like this, sort of showing my tricorder. Kind of see how it hubs and spins off. I don't know too much about the species. Do you want me to see if I can pick up any thought patterns that might not be showing up on our tricorders?
Might be worth an idea, but I think we can get the inkling that this species likely isn't humanoid. Is that going to be an issue?
It can vary. It's more about like the plant species we met was I couldn't read. It can be a little hit or miss, but I figure with our sensor ranges so limited, the worst that's going to happen is we learn nothing new.
If you're willing to give it a shot, go for it.
And yes, I realize I've just given ELH an opportunity to make something worse happen, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now that we're in the ship, Jensar, and we've kind of found the initial wiring, Jensar wants to take a moment to try to, not overly sweat the situation considering the heat, but see if we can pick up any life signs beyond what our tricorders might be giving.
Okay. Now, it's been a hot minute, so I'll need everybody to think back on this, because my notes don't say it either. Ebson, were you there when you connected Nyx to the Transwarp Hub? I want to say you were.
I
want to say you were.
Yeah, Ebson would be there.
No, I was there, because I was the one doing the plug-in.
Okay, so my notes are correct. Oh, good job, past me. Good job. So here's the thing. When you open your mind and you tap into the Troy channel, it's a very similar feeling to what you experienced when Nyx was plugged in. Now, it's not like Nyx. It is not a black hole created individual. But there's that sense of unease. There is that sense of overwhelming information and an overall, what's the word I want to use here? Malaise? Is malaise the word I want to use? It's not giving you a headache, but it's very unpleasant, is how I'll put it.
Situation unclear, future clouded.
Times 20, yeah.
All right. So the nice thing about wearing heavy-duty suits is you actually can't see the slight shiver when Jensar sort of steps out of the mental space for doing the search, but there's probably a little hitch in the voice where he tries to explain that, where he tries to calmly answer that the psychic environment of the ship is strange and unfamiliar, and Jensar cannot fully answer if there is anyone here or not.
Well, if you can't say no, then we'll have to assume that there is someone here.
It is certainly possible. The space is not quiet.
Okay.
It's very chaotic.
I'd say for the time being, let's assume we're being observed at all times.
It's at this point that you get a chirp on your communicator.
Gonna tap it.
Nix, this is Nix to away team. How you doing over there, Captain?
But in here, we're just getting our bearings right now.
Well, I thought you might want to know that the Tholian vessels have increased warp speed, and they are attempting to hail us should we answer.
Yes.
Do you want me to pipe it to you, or should we handle it on our side?
Go ahead and pipe it to me.
All right, so since you are wearing EV suits, you literally can, in the visor, just get a heads-up display of the Tholians. And
I like to see my giant face.
Yeah, much like the TOS episode, which had Tholians, it's literally just this crystalline spider kind of a thing that seems to be made out of a rich blue, in the case of this Tholian. But the Tholian, in a very kind of nasally, high-pitched voice, or at least as far as the universal translator comes across, says, "My name is Nastreen, and on behalf of the Tholian Empire, the ship you are nearby has been claimed as salvage. You will withdraw immediately and allow us to take it back to Tholian space. This is your one and only warning."
Narseen, this is Captain Kovat Paden of the U.S.S. Mercury. Unfortunately, Starfleet has arrived here first, and the United Federation of Planets has already claimed salvage on this vessel.
Unfortunately for Starfleet, we do not recognize your claim. You are within Tholian space, therefore you are violating the treaty by which your government is bound. I say again...
Incorrect. We are in the neutral zone, which is neither UFP or Tholian space.
We do not recognize the Federation's outdated star charts. I repeat, withdraw or face consequences.
Agreed. Paden out.
Okay. And I
Solid
think
work
Nick
there,
says,
Captain.
after a moment, says, they'll be here in 10 minutes, sir. They've increased even further.
Understood. All right, away team. We need to pick up the pace.
Agreed.
So, the good news is that you do know where the command center is located, but is that where you want to go?
I think for the time being, yeah.
Okay. So, I'd like to paint the picture that in order to get to the command center, is you have to step onto a wall and go through a door which is upside down from where you started. So you have to literally walk on the ceiling and go through a door. And when you reorient yourself, if you've had EVA before, you're not really dealing with any problems. But I do have to ask, does anyone have a con score of 1 or lower? Or I guess just 1. You can't go lower.
Nope.
Nope.
Con?
Yep. Let me just check, because if you have a con of 1, I would make you roll a fitness check here.
No, I got 2.
Okay.
All set.
All right. In that case, it's a little disorienting, but your training pushes you through. Now, when you emerge into the command center, it's actually a smaller space than the one you were just in, where before you were in kind of a nexus. This command center is still using all the walls and all the ceilings, but this is more like the size of like the Mercury's main engineering core. So kind of like a Defiant, but manageable kind of a thing, where there's enough space in here for maybe 20, 30 people. Again, you don't know what a Husnock looks like, but there's enough room in here for you comfortably at the moment. There are 2 other entrances, and they are kind of opposite where you're coming in. And you do see that there are active screens. You do see that there are active computer banks, some kind of a console that it looks like. If it matters to you, also hexagonal. But again, your tricorders, your universal translators cannot make heads or tails of the computer programming or of the language that is being shown on the screens.
I'm still the
Indeed.
computer. I'd have figured something out by now.
Well, we could make it a roll, because nominally you have told the computer to churn on it.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to say that this is going to be a purely ship roll here, unless somebody has decryption, encryption, linguistics. Like, if any of you have focuses like that, you could do the roll. But if we don't have somebody that does this, I think it's just the ship.
Not unless we want to leverage my determination in some way, because machines are easier to read than people.
This is true. I tell you what, let's do it this way. Ebson, if you want to give me a, let's call this a, would this be reason or insight? I think this would be an insight.
I'd
Plus
argue for reason if we're
command.
literally doing a brute force, like figuring it out via math first.
Right. Oh, yeah, I guess that's a good point. In that case, it would be reason. I think you're looking at either a reason and command or a reason and science here, because linguistics usually falls under science.
That's fair. I was actually wondering if con would fall under, because we're trying to figure out the commands that are the literally how the interface works. But I'd prefer command over science. But oh wait, sorry, you said science?
Yeah, science or command, and actually, I think Stafford.
Oh yeah,
might
science
be...
is better. I read security and went, why would security do this?
I mean,
I love
Stafford might actually be the one to do this. Now that I look at their sheet again, because you have anthropology, you have archaeotechnology,
and cultural expert and
yeah,
stuff.
you just got cultural expert. So
I was trying to debate if I because it was specifically encryption, decryption, linguistics, and stuff like that. But yeah, archaeotechnology could actually pull this off too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was just throwing out a wild idea based on determination, which was a little bit of me just being a goblin. But honestly, it sounds like you are actively built towards this in terms of character interests.
Oh, Stafford, you also have the talent walking encyclopedia.
Oh yeah. Once per session, when you attempt a task, you may spend 2 momentum to gain an additional focus. Yes, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So what is your focus? Your temporary focus?
Husnock technology.
Okay. Also, we forgot about your spirit of discovery, which means you actually have 3 more momentum, because I did spend all that threat to set things up. So you're actually at 4 momentum after doing walking encyclopedia.
Awesome. All right. So would it be a reason, science, or what check?
It would be reason science or reason command. You probably want to do reason science.
Obviously. Using a focus. I'm going to burn...
I'll tell you the difficulty. This is a difficulty of 5.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to be burning some momentum. I'm going to use 3 to roll 4 dice.
Okay. And
do you want you to use determination, or would you like a free determination?
Let's do free determination.
Okay, take mine.
So using determination value as well.
And
using
which value?
focus, using determination. Discovery is a process, not an event.
Okay, yeah, make a note of it.
Yep. And roll dice.
Well, that's
Oh, you got your determination now, if you want to reroll.
If you want to reroll. But the ship, let's see what the ship gets you. The ship assists with a communications and science.
Got it. Comp science. I'm glad we have science.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, so I get that reroll, yes?
If you spend your determination, yes.
I am.
Okay. And you can reroll as many dice as you wish. You could crit fish if you really wanted to.
I'm just gonna do the 20.
Okay.
So.
All right. Still 4 successes. So I'll
Not
offer
quite.
you a success with a complication.
Um, you know what? What's uh, what's life without a few complications? Let's do it.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's make the ship angry. It'll be fine.
Now, one thing I'll point out, because I'm also remembering to look at your sheet, is you have Faith
Faith
of
of
the
the heart.
Heart, which means you've spent 2 determination, which means you get 2 momentum, bringing you back up to 3.
Yes.
Very nice.
All right. So, what this means
Faith of the heart.
is you go over to a console and you go, hey, I think I know what this means. And you push a button and you go, okay, I push that button and it's showing me that code, which means if I push this button, and you start to get a feel for the Husnock language. It's about 25% of the way there, where you're getting the basics of the language. So nouns, adjectives, very basic things. However, the complication is going to be, do you remember those anti-personnel weaponry I mentioned before?
Yes.
Well, they're now activated because Husnock activated has gone to 2.
Crap.
So you're currently safe in this room, but anyone outside, not so much.
Which could be very interesting if the Tholians try to board.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. We still have communications with the Mercury, though, yes?
You do.
We haven't been... All right. Oh, thank goodness. I was afraid for a second there we were going to get jammed. All right.
I'm spending 2 threat that you're jammed.
Why did you say so?
What is life without a little bit of issues, complications and conflict and everything. All right, Captain, I believe I'm starting to get this, but stay away from the doors.
I want to ask why.
I may have accidentally activated anti-personnel procedures aboard the ship.
Understood.
Give me a little bit more time. I should be able to get some more stuff working, but it will take some time.
Work quickly.
On it.
All right. Stafford.
And
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, Paden's just gonna activate his Type 3 phaser rifle.
As you
Just
should.
that low hum as it powers up.
Mm-hmm.
So Stafford, you can attempt another difficulty 5 here. You don't have to, but you could attempt another one. Otherwise, you're kind of having to roll a d4 to see if you get the result you want. Because d4 is 25% chance, and if you roll a 1, what you're trying to do on a Husnock system will actually happen.
Okay. Let's, I'm actually feeling a little good right now. Let's go ahead and burn that momentum we've gotten, all 3 of it.
Okay.
Now,
You
is
roll
this something that
4 dice.
Jensar might be able to start helping it out with on the engineering
Please.
side?
Yes,
Since we're starting decoding?
Ebsen could assist from engineering, Ram could assist from security, and Padan could assist with command. But remember, you only get the 1 assist for free.
I'd say Epson.
Is the complication range default or?
Yeah, we'll say it's default.
Okay.
All right, so this would still be probably reason science?
Reason science, reason engineering, or reason security, depending on what your power stat is. Because again, it's a difficulty of 5.
Well, reason engineering is definitely my biggest role.
I think the difference is that Stafford has a focus here, because he spent for walking encyclopedia.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, diagnostics technically could come into play.
Well, let's wait and see. I'm gonna go ahead and do my roll now.
All right.
If we're lucky, we don't need any assistance.
Okay,
I
that's
will
not bad.
need assistance.
Just need 1 more success.
All right, single
Fingers
die.
crossed.
Single die.
Focus doesn't matter because it's a single die.
No, focus matters. That single die can
Right.
go for like a 1 through 4.
I mean, because I have helm. I mean, helm operations might be a stretch because it's too alien, but diagnostics in terms of digging in, I feel like might apply.
I'll give it to you.
This isn't experimental tech, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Yes.
That is
We
6
get one
successes
momentum
total,
back.
meaning you get the momentum back. So, what I'm going to say is that it is a double-edged sword. You do manage to now get up to a 50% control of the Husnock vessel. However, I am going to spend 2 threat to now say that Husnock activated is at 3. And it is at this point that Nyx does what Nyx does, and she just boops into existence and says, Captain, I tried to hail you, but you weren't answering, and the Tholians are literally dropping at a warp. And I thought you might want to know that the Husnock have activated weapons on both the Mercury and the Tholians. Do you want me to back the Mercury up, or no?
Back to Mercury off for now.
Understood, sir. And she kind of looks around the environment. She seems fine. Like, she's not wearing an EV suit or anything. She's just sort of there. She looks around and goes, this is a very strange place. Anyway, let me go save the Mercury. Bye. And she poofs out of existence.
Absolutely fascinating. All right. I'm going to try and get the Husnock ship to stop targeting the Mercury. Ram, you might want to help me with that. Seems up your alley. Let's at least get the weapons aimed more at the Tholians.
Certainly.
And Ebson, could you get comms working? Like the ship's communication systems. I want to be able to hail the Tholians if you can.
I can give it.
So I just
Okay.
want to be clear here. The plan of action is hail the Tholians, question mark?
I mean, let's get weapon targeting like as soon as we can. But I also want to like tell the Tholians that we're getting control of the ship, and they should probably back off.
Well, I need to know what happens first, because the Tholians are definitely here.
I say open communications first.
That feels like the Starfleet approach. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, yes, I would argue that getting control of the system, the security, so it doesn't blow them out of the air as soon as they open is also a thing. But I will totally I can totally do an attempt to try to get the comms under control.
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe a better idea to start getting the weapons under our control first.
All right.
Both have reasons to work one way or another. I just wanted to throw that out for consideration.
Oh, yes.
No, I think you're right, actually.
Okay. So this is definitely going to be a Ram and Ebson thing then, since you're working on the weapons. Ram, you're daring security. Ebson, daring engineering. Still a difficulty of 5.
Who's assisting who?
Talk that out amongst yourselves.
If I assist, I can use presence, which, because of warm welcome. So I'm fine with assisting.
What would
Yes,
Epson be rolling?
It would be... You'd probably have to give me threat, because you only have the 1 momentum.
Well, which stats am I rolling again?
A daring engineering.
That's a pretty solid roll. Though depending on how we're feeling, this might be a good use of determination.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would too.
Because
Yeah.
I have several that would fit, including machines are easier to read than people. Because, you know.
Mm-hmm. So that'll start you with 2 successes.
Oh, do you want to use your determination? Sounds like.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so I'm using machines are easier to read than people because, hey, I haven't used that yet. Let's use it. Or I've only used it once.
Oh yeah, make a
All
note
right,
of that.
and you said daring engineering?
Yep.
I like that role. It's fun. And this, I think, counts under helm operations.
Not helm operations, unfortunately.
Not helm. Oh, because that's steering.
Mhm.
Maybe helm and guidance are too close. Sorry, looking at my focuses, wondering if I made some of them too close. That's a separate question. And not diagnostics either, correct?
Nope.
All right. So
I think you got a couple talents that come into play though.
if things go wrong, yes.
Yeah.
I know my I know my ship is my ship. I could ignore the first complication,
Mm-hmm.
and if we fail, we get momentum. But the other talents don't come into play.
Oh, you have that focused jury rig. Would that apply?
I could give you jury rig.
All right. So if I hit determination, does it automatically increase the number? It doesn't increase the number of dice because we've already got the success, is it? Okay.
It turns one of the die in your pool to a 1. So right now you have 2 dice in your pool, but you're technically only rolling 1. And don't worry about that in the roller. Just make sure you have determination value checked.
Okay.
But it is
And
still a difficulty of 5.
right. And I can spend momentum for another for a die
Mm-hmm.
to increase. That'd get me to 3 dice.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're getting an assist.
Yeah,
Do we-
and one
do we
thing I
wanna
would
use-
say that Ram could say, Ram, you could spend your determination to make your assist 2 if you so wish to do so.
Sure.
So the question is, which value would come into play?
I think in this case it would be never stand down from a fight for what's right.
All right, make a note of it in your log.
Yep. So I'll make an assist. 1 die.
Well, you don't need to roll. You already have rolled it. You've rolled
That's
a 1.
true.
Yeah, we already know
Yeah,
that we have 2
determination.
from you. Yeah. So we just need to see Ebson's roll here.
So I'm spending momentum to get 1 more die.
Hmm.
So I took that off, and I'm giving it a roll.
Well,
Oh!
now, that is a grand total of 7 successes, meaning you get 2 momentum back. And yes, you do have control over the weapons array of the Husnock vessel. And you realize both very quickly that with one button push, these Tholians could cease to exist. And I mean utterly cease to exist. I don't mean, oh, you disable their vessels, or, oh, you chunk their vessel and knock out life support. I mean literally it ceases to exist.
Commander, we have control of their security systems and a very impressive array of armaments.
Target the Tholian vessels.
Of course, sir.
And could someone get the communications online?
That is where I am going to be spending all of my threat. Because not only am I raising Husnock activated to 5, and I know somebody gets a thing here because I'm spending 3 or more threat. Because here's what happens. You do get communications back, but the moment you get communications back, the Husnock automated defense system activates. The good news is that it doesn't automatically shoot the Tholians out of existence. That's the good news. The bad news is that the Husnock Warship has locked on to the nearest Tholian star system and launched an anti-stellar weapon at it.
Oh. Bugger.
Oh no.
Holy crap.
But the good
What
news is
kind
you have
of-
communications back, so you don't need Nyx to pop in and out. You can just talk to Nyx.
What kind of anti-stellar weapon is it?
You know in DS9 when there was that whole trilithium thing that says, yeah, if we throw trilithium into a sun, it blows up? This
Okay.
anti-stellar weaponry is if you did that on a subspace level. So it's like a supernova, but it's subspace speeds.
Okay. Does it have a self-destruct switch?
You could certainly try, but it would be very difficult.
Oh.
Can we shoot the missile to try to destroy it?
You could. You would just have to tell me if you're doing it on the Husnock Warship or if you're having the Mercury do it.
I think we can try
Mercury.
and use the Husnock.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Might be a good display of power to use the Husnock ship to do it.
Mm-hmm.
How far would the missile have to go before? If we destroy it now, does that trigger the explosion, or is it on? Is it on still in a safety?
It is still within the safe distance, but I'm going to tell you, this is extremely difficult because you've just taken over the Husnock vessel. Husnock activated at 5. It's going to be extremely difficult, and it's going to be max complication. And if you miss, that means that you're going to have to go after it.
I'd say let's have the Mercury handle it.
Your
How's
call,
everybody else feel
Captain.
about that? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, it's your call, Captain. But the sooner the better.
Double tapping on comms. Hopefully they didn't hear enough. But then the Mercury?
Yes, sir. Next here, I'm assuming you want us to blow that weapon out of the sky?
Yes, and thank you.
All right. Now, unless Ram wants to beam back literally to push the button, which is an option, I think this is purely a Nyx roll. And since Nyx uses the Starship sheet, this is a weapons security, which, 10, not bad with a focus. And you're rolling 3 dice by default because, again, Nyx starts at 2. The ship assists with 1. It is a difficulty of 4, though, so you're going to probably want to give her more dice.
I can beam over there. That would probably be my preference.
Okay. Ram, if you beam over, you would assist with a control security, and the ship would still assist you with a weapons security.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, what's the complication range?
Oh, it's still 16 to 20, so put in 5.
Wait, am I assisting or am I?
You're the
doing
main
primary
role unless you
I'm the main
unless
role,
you
okay.
want to assist.
I could cheese it because Warm Welcome does allow me to ignore complication range increases.
Use that
But it would
character
be-
sheet. Do it.
Yeah, it would make more sense plot-wise for me to go over and do the primary role, though.
I mean, I'll even put it in chat so everybody can see it. It literally means that if you go over, even if you are just assisting, everybody ignores that complication range increase.
Yeah, I'll do it. We can cheese it.
Okay.
Jeez it.
So Ram, since you're assisting, let's see your daring security. Or, sorry, control security, because it's an energy weapon you're using.
Security systems, I'm assuming, applies.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We got one success, which is good. I need to see 3 more from Nyx and the Mercury.
Okay, can we buy a dice for the Mercury?
You can.
I would like to buy a dice for the Mercury.
All right, the Mercury's now rolling 4.
Okay, complication range is what you said 5?
It stays at 1 because of Ram's warm welcome.
Oh, thank goodness, because we're looking at an even 50-50 for these dice.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
3 successes plus 1 from Ram, 4 successes total. So to paint the picture, Ram, you immediately dive. I mean literally dive. I don't mean sprint. I mean you literally dive out of the main control room. And just as the anti-personal weapons begin to swivel in your direction, you beam away, back over, to the Mercury, just as where you once were was riddled with projectiles. You materialize on the bridge, just in time to help Nyx enter in a firing solution. And we see the Mercury swooping in, going to full impulse right before the missile goes to subspace speeds. And the Mercury unleashes the Graviton beam array and destroys the anti-stellar weapon. So well done. You've stopped the immediate problem.
Oh. Ram's going to instantly check himself for any burns from those anti-personnel weapons, just to make sure that it all happened in time.
Flip
They
me
were
a
shooting
coin.
bullets, weren't they?
Roll me a 1d2. And the way you do that in Foundry is /roll space 1d2 in the chat there. Okay, lower's better. So no, you're fine. No bullet holes. Your suit's intact. You're good to go.
Whew.
All right, I'll tap the comm, Commander. I believe the immediate crisis is over there, but we might want to figure this out fast.
Couldn't agree more. Let's try this again. Let's hail the Tholians.
Now, I did spend threat earlier to create this lovely little ion storm. It's at this point that the ion storm begins to jam communications. And if that wasn't bad enough, if that was not bad enough, it's also going to make it so that warping out of here is not possible. Now, the good news is that also stops stellar munitions from warping out of here. But right now, the Mercury is stuck. You on the Husnock vessel are stuck. The Tholians are stuck in this ion storm. And none of you can communicate with one another.
Or transport.
Or transport, correct. Well, technically you could transport, but you might duplicate yourself.
Technically, I don't know about not communicating with one another, however.
Well, what do you have in mind?
Well, today, can we still see them visually?
You could.
What about pinpoint laser communications?
I mean, I like the idea. You would just have to... No, I would say you could do pinpoint laser. Yeah, you could do it.
Yeah. Let's set one up so we can communicate with the Mercury. Let's have the Mercury set one up so they can communicate with the Tholians.
All right.
Or just have the Mercury set up 2 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Ram, now that you're back aboard the Mercury, you're in charge of the Mercury. And I think Nyx, being the Omen, says, "Sir, the Tholians are responding on the tight beam. Do you want me to handle it, or do you want to handle it, or should I send it to the captain?"
Send it to the captain.
Sending it to the captain. So, Captain, you once again get a Tony Stark view. And the Tholian is a Tholian. They haven't really changed. They don't really emote. The voice doesn't really have any emotion behind it. But they say, "You have attempted to fire an anti-stellar weapon at our system. This is an act of war and will be treated as such."
Tholian Captain, that is not what happened. We are inside the Husnock vessel, attempting to gain control. The Husnock vessel itself declared that you were a threat and attempted to neutralize it.
Very important role for Kovat Paten. Very, very important role.
I mean, he at least should have an advantage from the fact that the Mercury also destroyed said munition. So
No, you're
At
good.
least they're Tholians.
Still a very important role.
Yes.
So, this is going to start at a difficulty of 5. Because you destroyed the stellar munition before it could get out of hand, I'm going to lower it to a 4. This is still a presence command, so you have your power stat. But this, again, is a 16 to 20 complication range.
Okay.
So basically, you either succeed or you complicate. Actually, no, I think there is a small overlap. You can technically succeed and complicate on the same roll.
Okay. I'm going to give you 6 threat for bold.
Sure. I'll take 6 threat.
sexy.
I believe in the community that is known as Shizno saying "for the beans."
Okay, so I have got cold reading.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Regimented mind.
Mm-hmm.
Bold command. And decisive leadership's more of a combat talent.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have diplomacy, strategy and tactics, and emotional intelligence, and hazard awareness as a focus.
All of those would be focuses. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm rolling, what's it, 5 dice?
Yep.
Let's do this. Complication range, you said, is what, 5?
5, yeah.
Using a focus. I already used my determination value. Dang it. I wish one of us had the veteran talent. Or something like it. I don't think there is an equivalent now because I got rid of challenge die. Could the ship assist on this?
The Husnock ship or the Mercury?
The Mercury. We're basically communicating via beam transmission.
This is true. Yeah, the Mercury can assist with a communications command.
Okay. Who would like to roll for the Mercury? Because I'm doing the main roll.
I'm gonna nominate Logger.
I could do
Logger,
it.
you get to do, or Stafford, you could do it.
Right.
One of you get it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. All right. What would the Mercury be rolling? for this?
Communications command.
Communications command. Perform task 1 die. Using focus. Complication range 1 is default.
So put it to 5.
Yep. Set and roll. One
All right,
success.
So there's 1.
And here's what I get.
You can
Well, I'm
roll
glad I
that
had both.
19. All right. 7 total successes on a difficulty of 4 means you get 3 momentum, bringing you up to 4. So, the Tholian commander is actually going to back down just a little bit. Not entirely, but they're going to back down a little bit. Based on the scans of the munition that was fired and subsequently destroyed, we cannot allow the Federation to have control of this vessel.
On that, we're actually in agreement. I'd like to propose a compromise.
What do you have in mind?
We see that this vessel is destroyed utterly.
What do you have in mind?
Send it into the nearest stun.
Would that not detonate the anti-stellar warheads?
That is a good point.
ELH, does
So-
Jensar think that they could cause this ship to blow up?
I mean, it's a good thing you're in interstellar space because that'd be a big boom, but yeah.
How big are we talking? Are we talking like sector boom?
Depends on how
Like-
good you are at figuring out the self-destruct.
Are we looking at like
Well, I was
omega
going for
particle
very big
boom?
with munitions.
Let me put it this way. If you complicate, we're talking omega molecule level. If you don't complicate, it's just like... It's a big boom, but it doesn't actually affect anything in the neighboring star systems.
Oh, this is like when we find out this thing actually uses an omega particle as a power source.
Would you like to go check?
That's yes, just in case.
All right.
If we-
The only thing I'm going to say real quick before we go back to RAM is that remember, the anti-personnel weapons are activated.
Oh, maybe we can't check. Maybe we have to. No, we can't leave the command center right now.
Anyways, Logger, you were saying.
Is there a way we can generate a black hole and event horizon this thing?
I mean, I like
Camera
the idea.
pans to Nyx.
Yeah, I was going to say, do we all just look at Nyx and go, Nyx, can you do that?
And if so, that's terrifying.
I mean, that sets a precedent that we could just open up a black hole whenever there's a serious problem.
Yeah.
I tell you what. Are you actually going to ask Nyx if she can do that? Because if so, I know how I want her to respond.
I mean, Ram's on the ship. He can do whatever he wants.
I think Ram will ask it.
I was going to
Nyx
say, if
is-
not, I feel like Jensar is is curious enough that the question would just come out.
All right. We'll say that Ram gets it off before Ebsen gets it off. So, what is it you specifically say to her, Ram?
Nyx, I don't suppose there's any way to generate a black hole to dispose of this thing for us, is there?
There is, but you're not going to like it, or at least based on what I understand of Starfleet, you're not going to like it.
Yeah, try me.
Well, the black box would have to become permanently fused to the ship, which means instead of going to a transwarp hub and plugging me in, you would have to plug in the entire Mercury for transwarp hubs to be further connected to the network.
It does seem like it would be a problem.
But it would enable me to create singularities at will. It would probably fry half the EPS conduits on the ship, and Ebsen would probably have to replace the main deflector, but I could do it.
Let's keep that in our back pocket at least. I'll relay the information to Commander Paden.
Could the Mercury pull out known star chart, see if there's a spatial anomaly we can dump these munitions in?
I
Like
have
if there
good
already
news.
is like a...
You have sophisticated astrometrics facilities, which is something
Okay.
I thought we'd be using earlier, but this is the first time we're using them. Yay! So, anyone who wishes, this is a reason con. This is assisted by the ship's computers and con. And you have the ability to re-roll a d20 here. Difficulty of 3.
Stafford.
Captain.
So I was going to say, like, you've got some science to do.
Indeed, I do. Reason science,
It would be reason con.
reason con. Okay.
Absolutely.
Would my focus be good for this?
It would.
Complication range.
It's out of 20. This is just you scanning nearby space, so it stays at default.
I'm gonna use one momentum to add a die.
Okay.
Fingers crossed, everyone.
One success. Let's see what the ship rolls. Again, the ship is computers and con.
Right, give me a sec. Peters and Con. It's a good thing she's good at this.
Okay, Stafford, you have the choice of either re-rolling one of those die based on sophisticated astrometric facilities, or you can succeed with a complication.
I'm gonna re-roll
Okay.
because I like the little pop-ups for this. It's actually kind of cool.
Okay.
Woo!
That is 3 successes. So that's a good thing, because the complication would have been the nearest black hole was in Tholian space, and that would have been very bad. But with 3 successes, you do see that there are 2 neutral zone anomalies that could suit your function. One is a black hole, standard black hole. It's about 4 light years distance. You could throw it into that. Alternatively, you could do something with the ion storm that's currently around you. That if you are able to, realign this manifold here and make it so the munitions explode in this way, it would be like the, and I know this is going to be a very weird thing for me to say, it's basically like how you can't just nuke a hurricane because the hurricane would still be a thing. It would just be radioactive. The difference here is that you would basically not only get rid of the ion storm, but you would also get rid of the Husnock vessel at the same time.
That would probably be the best scenario.
But as always, there is a catch.
There always is.
The catch is that in order to properly detonate the Husnock vessel, short of throwing it into a black hole, someone is going to have to go to the armory and rig up the munitions to detonate properly.
I can do that.
I mean, not for nothing, jury rig is a thing Ebsen does, too.
But that would mean going through all their deactivated anti-personnel security.
Do we still have the potential to actually try to take that down a little bit?
You do.
Or potentially warp in and out to that area?
You do.
I could try to shut it down. I have 4 security.
Let's try and shut it down then.
All right. Peden, daring
Mm-hmm.
security,
Daring security, much better for me.
difficulty of 4.
Hmm.
And it's already at activation of 5, so complication range 20, because it can't go any higher.
Complication range 20 means the entire die.
You know what I meant.
Okay, let's see. I have strategy and tactics, hazard awareness, and phasers is all of my focuses, but you said these things are already projectiles.
I mean, hazard awareness would apply, I think.
Okay. And you said I needed 5? So five success?
4. I think I said 4. Might have said 4.
Okay.
Either way, it's 4.
I'll take 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
it's
said
4.
4, and that because the complication that would happen is already happened.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Okay, this is security. I can't use bold command here.
So it sounds like I'm getting a treat.
No, I'm saying I can't give you a treat.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, can Ram help me on this?
Sure, Ram can definitely help you with this. I think Ram would assist with a presence security.
I can do that.
Okay. Yeah, give it a roll.
I see if any of my focuses apply.
Security systems would apply.
Okay.
Though at some point we're going to have to figure out how to use cultural grief practices. I just want that to be useful at one point.
I know. I keep waiting for it too.
You haven't given us a funeral yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you might get one today.
I might have. Let's see.
did
I
say
might
that.
have just given us one.
All right, that's a complication.
2 20s I've rolled tonight.
It could be that we just can't do it this way.
Could be. We'll find out what
Or
happens
maybe
on the roll.
one of us has to brave the security systems. Maybe we only get a partial success. Okay. I'm gonna take 4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
My security's not bad. I'm gonna take a moment. I'm gonna take a momentum.
Okay.
3 die. Have a focus. Ship is not assisting. All right.
I can offer you a success with 2 complications.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. The first complication is that you are able to come up with the appropriate coding and the appropriate mechanism that all you have to do is wave this mechanism on your tricorder over the warheads and they will prime to explode in a safe way. However, the first complication is going to be that you're going to have to physically go to the armory to do this to the warheads, which means going through the anti-personnel weapons. That's complication number 1. Complication number 2 is that if this code that you've just created is not entered within 20 minutes time, then the Husnock activation will go to a 6. Basically saying that, yeah, you come up with a way to disarm the warheads, but the Husnock apparently are so paranoid about their warheads going rogue that they are actually going to activate a final time, like exceeding the security that was already in place.
Okay.
I thought this roll was to try to deactivate, to lower Husnock activate it, versus I thought we were doing that first rather than. Did I?
Yeah,
I might have misunderstood.
we're basically trying to get at least. I think we're trying to deactivate the anti-personnel weapons.
Okay, all right, so retcon all of that. That all doesn't happen. Because I have to figure out what the complications are going to be then. So,
Well, it could have been that the only some of them are still activated.
yeah, I think that's going to be the first complication, is that some of the anti-personnel weapons are still activated, but you have a chance of just shooting them out. That sounds fair. And then the second complication, I think, is going to be that I still like the complication I had before, that let's just say that whatever you're doing to lower the anti-personnel weapons does trigger a failsafe, and it does now give you like a 20-minute countdown kind of a thing.
That sounds
For a
good to me.
Galaxy Quest. It's appropriate.
Yeah.
So now you just have to fight your way to the armory.
Okay. Paden's first instinct is going to order Epson back on the... Actually, no, you can't leave, can we? Because we're still in the Iron Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, no, you said we could transport. It was just a risk.
There was a risk, yes. And you have pattern enhancers, which is why I'm
Exactly.
even allowing it.
Oh, okay. Still. Yeah. Paden's going to pull out a pattern enhancer and hand it over to Epson. All right. I want you to, if you can, check my progress to the ship. Maybe you can help out. Maybe you can get these things further shut down. Hands you a pattern enhancers. If it's still 5 minutes left and we haven't gotten this done, I want you to beam back onto the ship and order the Emigre out of here.
Track your movements. If we get down to under 5 minutes, evacuate.
Correct. And tell the Tholians to get out of here too.
Understood.
Okay. Yep, and Paden's gonna ready his Type 3. He's gonna make the gauntlet.
All right. Just to be clear, it's just Paden running the gauntlet?
Yeah. Like you said, if like you said, we had that tricord thing set up. All they have to do is just wave it over the weapons.
Correct. But what about Stafford?
Oh, Stafford didn't beam in, or Stafford didn't leave. I thought he left.
Nope, just Ram left.
I'd recommend
Okay.
he watch your 6, honestly.
Hand phaser focus at the ready, sir.
All right. Yeah, hand you a pattern enhancer too. Then,
All right.
like I said, same things apply. If we get down to 5 minutes, you get out.
Aye, aye, sir.
All right. I'm going to readjust some of the traits here. Just give me a moment. We'll say countdown to doom.
And as I understand, so Stafford and Paden are running the gauntlet. Jensar Ebsen is watching from basically command. In case something up here needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, but if you can help out, while you're up there, we'd appreciate it.
Well, I think this is where, ironically, this is where a gated challenge would normally apply. For reference, chat, before the stream started, we were waxing poetic about how I never did gated challenges and extended challenges in second edition. Ironically, I think that might be what we have to do here.
Well, not for nothing, a gated challenge versus an extended task actually does make more sense.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
we're basically doing stages versus the build up.
Right. All right, I think I know how we're going to handle this. So, the first part of the gated challenge is you have to get out of the control room and into the correct hallway. And there's 2 ways you can go about it. And we'll just assume that automatically, unless I say otherwise, Stafford and Paden, you're assisting one another. One way is you could literally just make a break for it, and that would be a fitness con, difficulty of 3. If you wanted to shoot out the anti-personnel weapons that are still active, that would be a control security difficulty of 2.
That sounds better to me.
That sounds better to me too.
All right.
All right. Let's go pew pew, Captain.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually ask Stafford. So, how far did you get in your security training?
Well, I'm pretty good with a hand phaser, sir. Never was very good with a rifle, though.
Fair enough. Ever been shot at with a solid slug projectile?
Can't say that I have.
It's not fun.
Been stunned a few times. Wasn't fun either.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, link your phaser with your heads-up display. Let's do this. And we'll open the doors.
And it's just the gleaming barrels of turrets are looking back at you. Good luck.
Open fire.
Is there any way that Ebsen can assist with this, basically because they have access to the computer systems, like where the turrets should be?
What is it you're asking specifically? Like, are you saying that, oh, you can call out where this turret is, or...
Basically, give the. I mean, obviously they're going to see some, but like, Ebsen isn't going to know if they're active or not. But basically, be like, sort of doing basically the navigator role. Like, there should be turrets, around that corner. Basically, is there a way that they can do background assist?
Yeah.
Oh, could you track which turrets are currently drawing power?
That they could do.
That's a good take on it.
Yeah. That would be a reason engineering as an assist. Now, one thing I do need to say real quick before any dice are rolled is that you have currently 4 intervals of time. Now, by default, each interval takes 2, or each attempt takes 2 intervals. You can spend 2 momentum on a successful task to lower that to 1 interval. If you fail and want 1 interval rather than 2, you have to give me 2 threat. But you only have 4 intervals of time here, the literal countdown to doom.
Okay.
But yeah, as I said, it's either control security, difficulty of 2, or it is fitness con, or the difficulty of 3.
Control security for me.
Security. Yep. And I have a hand phaser focus. Let's do this.
It's supposed to be the season finale because they're going all out on the effects here.
Oh yeah, like if this were the show, there would just be, sparks flying everywhere. There'd be CG turrets firing every which direction.
Those weird rocks that are in the panels keep falling on us.
The corduroy rocks. I'm familiar.
Yes.
All right. Let's roll.
You want to spend a momentum to roll more dice?
I want to keep that momentum actually, in case we, so we can lower the time frame.
Gotcha. All right.
Well, that's already 4 successes.
Okay. Task. Have a focus. Complication range is 0 or 1. Of course.
We'll take that 19, because it was an assist. And then is Ebsen still assisting? Because it would cost 1 momentum to assist.
That's perfect. It's up to y'all.
We needed 2 successes overall, or 2 successes per person.
It is 2 successes overall.
I'd say let's just take it for now.
Okay.
Yeah, especially because you have 5 right now.
4.
4, because the Peden was an assist. So Stafford, since you were the one doing the main roll, you do get 2 momentum. Would you like to lower the countdown to doom by 1 instead of 2?
Yes.
Okay. So that means your momentum stays at a 2. So narratively, what this looks like is Stafford, using your hand phaser's focus, you just sort of take pop shots as you duck and weave behind consoles and other obligatory chest-high walls. You pop in and out of cover, taking shots at the turrets. You do a tremendously well job. Peden tries to help a little bit, but Peden more or less provides suppressing fire while you line up the particularly good shots. And you're making good progress. However, as you get closer to the armory, you run into a problem. And that problem is one set piece that is hard to describe, but bear with me. So I'd like you all to imagine that this set piece is the obligatory rickety bridge over a foaming lava pit kind of a thing, where you are going through what looks to be part of a reactor or some kind of some kind of energy source where the Husnock maybe just didn't care, enough to put in safety gantries, or the Husnock just literally walked on the wall on the other side. The problem, though, is that this terrace, or this walkway, whatever you want to think of it as, this walkway, you either have to spend additional time going around it, literally walking up the wall and the ceiling to go around it, or you have to go over this very precarious ledge, if that makes any sense. The difference is if you go around, that just automatically takes down 2 from the countdown unless you give me 2 momentum. If you want to attempt to walk across the rickety, bad bridge, quote unquote, I will only say it takes 1 interval, but if you roll a complication, you have a chance of falling. You can still be caught, but you will have a chance of falling. And if it affects your judgment any further, this would be a fitness and con at difficulty of 3.
It would be difficult. I am not the fittest person.
I have that for me I have a fitness of 10, but the con of 2. Just hustle when we take the long way around and just spend the 2 momentum.
Looks like it, sir.
Okay.
All right, so go down to 0 momentum. Countdown to Doom goes to a 2. All right. You now have arrived at the armory, and the armory looks like something out of Fallout, where if you ever, was it Vegas or was it Fallout 3? I want to say it was Fallout 3, where there's just like rows upon rows upon rows of missiles and other armaments that kind of scare you just looking at them. You now have to run your tricorder on all of these stacks. And again, because you already have made the roll, you now just have to be fast on your feet. So, once again, fitness and con at a difficulty of 3. However, this is a climactic moment. So I'm going to spend 2 threat to make it a difficulty of 4.
Okay. I think I have a better. I think I got a better roll. How about I take the lead on this one?
Sounds like a plan, sir. I'll assist.
Sounds good. Okay, fitness con. Difficulty of 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you 3 threats so I can get 2 extra die.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm built for diplomacy and like shooting things.
I know.
Would you like me to roll my assist first?
Yes.
All right. Maybe we'll get lucky. Or maybe not.
Maybe not.
Okay. 2 extra die. I don't have a focus on this. That's hazard awareness, but that's pretty broad interpretation.
I'll give it to you. Why not?
Okay. Hmm. Oh, could I spend a threat to ask a question?
Sure, what's up?
What would be the is the biggest issue on getting all of these things deactivated is that there's so many?
Yep.
Or is it more just along the lines, okay, so that's it?
Mm-hmm. There's just so many that it's time intensive.
Okay. Does that activate Regimented Mind?
Take a look. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it would lower to a 3. Yeah. I see what you did there. Well done.
That's the lawyer captain coming out.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, just
Okay.
difficulty of 3.
Ah.
All right. So let's talk about what you can do here. You
Can I
could spend determination,
Don't got that.
but I believe you don't have determination, which means you would have to challenge a value here to get determination.
I'm willing to do that.
Well, which value would you be challenging?
I'm trying to think of what would be the best one to challenge. I'm going to keep lead from the front because that's the most important.
Mm-hmm.
Trust and verify. I don't see how that applies here. Power and hope. That's literally what we're trying to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I have this one.
Get away from the past as fast as possible. All right.
Yeah.
Though the question would be, how would it be challenged in this moment is the question.
Maybe it relates to something in his past experience.
I mean, I like the angle, but what would it be like? Would it be some kind of like PTSD? Would it be some kind of other trigger? What is it that you're... Because you're challenging getting away from the past, so would it be something that you're embracing about your past is my question.
Well, I imagine him always as being he was on Cardassia Prime
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the Dominion War as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably spent a good amount of his youth literally being a street kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And maybe that memory gives you enough of a boost to attempt to reroll. Yeah, sure, yeah, challenge it.
Yeah, I'm
I mean-
thinking maybe he ran away from something, but someone had to be left behind.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, like, another way it could lead into for him is Cardassians aren't really team players so much
Mm-hmm.
as
There's
they're
a
kind of
hierarchy.
libertarians with with torture and tyranny. But what he's doing right now is he's not just saving himself; he is saving the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
He is doing something that he is putting himself on the line, and he's putting himself in the most direct risk in order to save his command crew, his support crew, and the Tholians, who have been basically trying to start a war with us this whole time. And that's very Starfleet and not particularly
Cardassian.
core
I see what you're saying.
Cardassian.
Yeah. So you've already marked it on your sheet. Just make sure you go back before next session and change that value out. But yeah, that would give you determination, which could allow you to reroll the 19 and the 16.
Okay. Thank you very much there, Johnny.
Okay, I was because I hope you're okay with me coming with the idea, because I had ideas for other ones too, but with what you're saying, it seemed to really fit with what you were doing.
No, that's really good. Actually, I think this is a good period of growth, and I'll have to come back to that because I already got ideas. But yeah, let's reroll.
Hold the hell on. Hold the hell on. You did not just roll double 20s.
What? Yeah, I did.
Well,
Are we trying to reset the record for worst roll scene?
Okay, I think
all right. So
I know what.
I mean, I know what I could give this option, but I'm very hesitant about doing it.
Here's a suggestion. We're
Let's
down
hear
to the
your
15-minute
suggestion
mark.
first.
We're down to the 15-minute mark. I tell Stafford to leave. I tell Stafford and Epson to get out.
Okay.
And I stay and I keep doing it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go right up to. I'm gonna stay until either I stop this or I blow up.
So if this was one complication, I would have said that you could have pulled it off. But the problem is it's because it was a difficulty of 3. And if you were to succeed with a complication, that would be 3 complications overall. All right, let me put it on the table, because I don't want to kill Paden, but I think we do have a potential player death on our side, or character death, but I don't want it to be my decision. I want it to be the player's decision if they want to play it that way. I'll offer you a few possibilities, and if you have other suggestions, I'd be more than willing to hear them, but here's what I'm thinking. Either we do what you just suggested, where you send Stafford and Ebsen away, and you are able to fully deactivate the warheads just in time for an explosion to go off. Now, if you're saved from that explosion via no, you can't transport out because you don't have a pattern enhancer.
Yeah, I'm saying basically it comes down to another roll.
Right.
What about Nyx?
That is what I was going to lead to, is Nyx could attempt to save you here.
We also have, we still have the Nyx options. There is also, I mean, there's 3 of us. I also don't know how many pattern of enhancers we did or didn't have.
I brought 4.
Then what? How come you don't have one?
I do have one.
So we do have one for everyone.
I'm telling the emigre and
yes.
telling the Tholians to get to safe distance. Get out.
So it was my mistake. I only thought there were a few. Okay, so you all have pattern enhancers, so you could attempt to beam out.
I mean, so you're looking at a dramatic moment, and you're trying not to have any of us die, or you're trying to at least give us an option where there may not be death, but there should probably be some sort of injury or failure involved.
Right.
So we do have our current goals. We're trying to basically get there to do the storm ionization thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, one of the common things that happens is basically someone gets injured and basically gets taken out of the action. There are still several bodies involved.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if Jensar was to join in with everyone, look, you guys have already cleared the pathway.
They did. All right, here's what I'll do. I think I know how to adjudicate this, and I hope it's fair, and tell me if it's not. We'll say that Peden, in your zeal to get everything done, you give the order for Ebsen and Stafford to leave. Now, Stafford and Ebsen, what I'm going to say is that I think in this moment you have a choice. You can either disobey a direct order and potentially face a court-martial in the future, to disobey that order and stay with the captain, or you could beam away and follow the order. I think I know what you're going to choose, but just for the sake of getting it on record, Stafford, would you stay or beam away?
I'm going to risk the court-martial.
Okay. Ebsen, what about you?
Staying.
Okay.
Look,
Listen,
I'm going to say staying leans right into a value, even though this doesn't apply.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we are making a solution that we're not giving up on this. Not yet. And besides, we still have a few more minutes.
And I have a value. A starship is nothing without its crew, let alone without its captain. Like, there's a chance that he could die, and no.
All right, so let's play that out in roleplay, because I think that's compelling. So, Captain, what is it you give the order? Like, you literally just say, get the hell out, leave? Like, what is it you say, and then what do Ebsen and Stafford say in response?
Yeah, I have a timer going on, like literally into my helmet. And that's 15 minutes. Stafford, Ebsen, get out of here. And I'm also going to tell Ram to get out of here and Ram, 15 minutes. Warn the Tholians, and then get out of here, Orp.
Captain, I'm staying. Court-martial me later if you need to, but I do not want your death on my hands.
It's not your call, Stafford.
It is now, sir.
Commander, our medical officer would support support efforts to finish this duty. You know what the Klingons say.
Today is not always a good day to die.
Longer you talk at us, less time we have to finish this. Go, Commander.
Let's keep working.
Fine. Ram, I expect you to follow orders.
And how do you expect to get out once you're finished?
You can come back if we're not dead.
Well, me being here doesn't help at all, so I'll protect the crew and get out of here.
And warn the Tholians.
Yep.
Now, just to be
You
clear...
can give them like an expected safe distance radius.
Right. Just to be clear, if the Mercury leaves to a minimum safe distance, your only exit is via Nyx, just so that you know.
Oh yeah, it's gonna suck.
Well,
we know that.
Well, it's either we finish this or we die. I think is what's on the table.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think I'm going to roll in secret. Unless you prefer me to roll in the open. Because I think this is a roll I have to make here. Would you rather me roll it in secret, or would you rather me roll it in the open so everyone can see it? I'm cool with either.
I'm fine with either as well.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna roll a dice.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm going to use my physical dice. Which I actually have a reason. Because anytime a big dramatic moment like this happens, I always like to use physical dice. What I'm going to say is that lower numbers are good for you here. And if I get 2 successes, which we'll say is a 12 or lower, you succeed. I like the roleplay, so I will roll 3d20. Let's see what happens. Well, that's interesting. So I've rolled a 2, a 5, so we already have the 2, but I've also rolled a 20.
Complication.
Complication indeed. So here's what happens. You are running down to the last few seconds. We're talking 4 seconds, 3 seconds. You finally get to the last warhead. 2 seconds. There's not enough time for a transporter lock and beam out. 1 second. You realize that this might be your very last moment, and you start to either experience panic, fear, perhaps serene joy, perhaps contentedness that you did a good job in the service of Starfleet. 0 seconds. There is a flash of light as we see it from the viewpoint of Ram on the Mercury. And after a moment, the flash subsides. The ion storm has no more. The Husnock vessel is no more. The Tholians and the Mercury are fine. But there is no trace of the Husnock vessel or your crew. And as the somber moment comes to realization that you may have just lost 3 good officers, Ram, and the rest of the bridge crew, there's the hum of a transporter. And sure enough, a battered, bruised, injured Ebsen, Stafford, and Peden materialize on the bridge. But so does somebody else. Now, this individual looks to be sort of a darker skin, wild black hair, wearing a very out-of-time uniform. And as they materialize in, they look at you, Ram, as the other 3 are in various stages of unconsciousness. And she says, "My name is Lieutenant Zeva of the Temporal Integrity Commission, and I believe we have some business to discuss with your crew, so I did the liberty of saving them for you." And that's where we're going to end Season 1 of Star Trek Mercury.
Oh boy.
Whew. We went over our time, but I think it was worth it.
Oh, the Integrity Commission. They're the ones from the 28th century, aren't they?
29th, yeah.
Ugh. Those jerks.
I'm going to have to write reports again.
We're going to have to get... Oh, we have to call it... We're going to have to call the TIC... The TIC... Oh, what are they called in our timeline?
In your timeline, it's the Department of Temporal
DTI.
Investigations, DTI.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much paperwork.
Stafford is going to be like, just send me back. Just send me back.
But what did you think? Like, honestly, that threw me for a loop because I was not intending player death, but we came damn close to it.
That's just how I roll, baby.
Honestly,
Yeah, we had 4 20s in this session.
Honestly, I was a hair away from being like, just grabbing Peden, shoving him into the area of the pattern enhancers, and just taking the L, trying to save the ship. Like, I was legitimately on the verge of being like, a ship can go without a science officer. It can't go without a captain.
Hmm.
That would have been a fight.
It would have.
Oh, yeah.
Captains go down with the ship.
This isn't your ship, though.
I like to think narratively that the reason it ended up working with the complication is because everyone stayed on the ship, though.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you all directly violating your direct order was what saved the day there.
Man, it's going to be really shitty in like 2 weeks where I have to hand out court-martial papers to you two.
Probably won't be the first.
Oh Lord.
You saved my life, but
Yeah, but
However,
oh Lord. All right. Well, Twitch, stick around because we're gonna raid somebody. But YouTube, if you made it this far through season 1 of Mercury, let us know in the comments what you think of this crew, this lovely group of players. The plan is, of course, to continue with the season 2. We might have a small break. Depends on how quickly Techno can do some quick things for me. But the plan is that we will be continuing for a season 2. And we are going to be picking up on the cliffhanger with Lieutenant Zeva literally showing up and saying, hey, TIC, we need to talk. But yeah, Twitch around because we're going to raid somebody. But YouTube, we'll see you later. Bye-bye, YouTube.
bye.
hi YouTube.